Tonight, Gringo Loco recently making his debut with AAA down in Mexico. That was a career-long goal for him. Can he parlay that into success here on the home front as well? And check out just 4 different stories, 4 different paths, all converging with all 4 men wanting the same ultimate shot at the Heritage Championship.
That championship going to be defended later on tonight. Ace Austin versus Myron Reed. Bell been rang, we are underway. Davey Vega eats that turnbuckle. Shane Hollister with a waistlock go behind. Standing switch by Gringo Loco. Hollister able to shrug him off. Loco lands on his feet. Sunset flip. Vega now with a crucifix, looking to steal a victory early on. Only able to get the 2. Brayden Lee, moonsault press, lands on his feet. Hits the ropes, step up off the back into a Rana, but Loco able to cartwheel through.
Well, this is such an important test for all 4 men for different reasons. Hollister in a fast-paced, frenetic pace of a matchup. Brayden Lee trying to outdo himself and finally be able to finish and get that big opportunity. Gringo Loco, we talked about his plight. And of course, with shoulders down here, 2 count only. Davey Vega, can he stay out of his own head and live up to that potential that Bravo's been feeding him all this time?
All 4 men looking for that quick victory here tonight, realizing they're not getting paid by the hour. 1 pinfall to a finish. We do have to remember, oh, Hollister not able to get enough of that super kick. Brayden Lee able to maneuver out of the way.
The danger of a 4-way matchup because Hollister had taken his eyes off Brayden. He was looking across the ring anticipating Davey and didn't see Brayden right underneath his own nose, who snuck in that shot to the breadbasket.
All 4 men stalking one another, trying to think who's going to make the first mistake as Gringo Loco makes Shane Hollister eat that super kick, and a Gamengiri from Vega sends Gringo Loco to the outside. Brayden Lee charged in, eats the boot of Davey Vega. Vega now goes to shoot him off the ropes. Brayden Lee stops him dead in his tracks with the knee strike to the face, and a drop kick takes down Davey Vega.
Love watching Brayden Lee. All of his motion has so much purpose and impact behind it. And Hollister, the most experienced of the bunch. Brayden maybe the hungriest. Davey the most conniving. And Gringo Loco maybe the most impulsive and unpredictable.
Handspring able to roll through back up onto his feet. And, and it's Gringo Loco. This is a man, you spoke about it, made that debut with AAA just a few weeks ago. A lifelong goal imagined for Gringo Loco. Winning gold here in AAW, another lifelong goal. Many people do not realize Gringo Loco is one of the mainstays of this company. He's been with this company for about 15 years, Joe.
And Gringo gonna take flight, but cut off by Vega. Gringo was a part of AAA and WrestleCon a few weeks ago as a makeshift member, a relief member, if you will, of La Empresa, when it was revealed that the financier and the boss of La Empresa was none other than Jeff Jarrett. So Gringo's been involved in some major headlines.
Greatest worker in the history of wrestling.
Who, Davey Vega?
Ain't he great?
Well, these fans don't think so. They have other ideas about what they'd like to do with Davey Vega that I won't repeat.
And it's Davey Vega. He's had this realization himself. He looks at his former bestie Matt Fitchett being the AAW champion, taking on some of the best this company has to offer. Vega, he's been riding a wave of momentum himself. You gotta think Vega wants championship gold of his own, and he wants it in a bad, bad way.
Well, the problem is that Davey Vega wants to have it both ways. He wants to retain his friendship with Fitchett and still keep in touch with him outside of AAW, but he wants to show up here to Bourbon Street, act like he's too good for Fitchett, and take shortcuts with this entourage he's got around him. And I'm not sure that that's helping or hurting Vega. I think he can make a case for both.
Jealousy is a bitter, bitter taste, Joe Dombrowski. As Davey Vega sending the opponent to the outside, now coming back to Gringo Loco. Loco just perched on that top rope. And you got to think on the outside, there's 2 other men in this contest that are not in the ring right now, but then there's the 3 men on the outside. Keep your eyes! Oh! Beautiful moonsault there from Gringo Loco, and a tope con hilo, wiping everybody out.
Yeah, there goes that entourage you referenced a moment ago, and I defy anybody to find somebody in this country the size of Gringo Loco that can move as gracefully as he can.
The entire entourage wiped out except for John E. Drama trying to will Davey Vega back into this contest.
Yeah. Johnny Bravo sneaks away, slithers away like the snake that he is. No surprise there. Bravo will accomplish the most and take the biggest cut of the check with actually doing the least physically.
Slingshot drop kick by Brayden Lee, sending Gringo Loco to the outside. And now
hold
straight
your
crazy.
breath.
Let's not forget one of the last times we saw Brayden Lee here at 115 Bourbon Street, that ladder match.
Corkscrew tornado!
To the outside, wiping them all down. Yeah, that was that call your shot ladder match, that shaft one.
And Brayden Lee is feeling the moment and soaking in the emotion, but you got to get somebody in there and pin somebody, young man. Brayden's still in his mid-20s. He's got a long, long road ahead of him, and there you see the veteran instincts of Hollister getting out of harm's way.
And the frustration setting in for Brayden Lee.
Roll through.
Onto the stage. Super kick to the sternum there by Shane Hollister. Hollister, oh, good God, suplex on the unforgiving stage. A thud, a sickening thud onto that solid wooden stage.
It's almost like Hollister baited Brayden Lee to the outside, knew Brayden would take a chance. Shane was ready, he countered, and he got the most out of that exchange on the staging. And notice it's Hollister crawling back in. This is one fall to a finish here, but is Hollister in any condition to contest the rest of the field?
5 knuckles across the eye from Vega, and now Vega perching Hollister on that top turnbuckle.
And keep in mind, Vega has that feeling of having the Heritage Championship for about 3 weeks and having it slip through his fingers. Sometimes that can be more motivating than never winning it at all. That's why Vega kind of overcompensates, calls himself the greatest champion. I think that could still be in his
Oh, Brayden Lee out of nowhere! Hurricane Rana take over to Gringo Loco. And now straight Brazy eyeing up Shane Hollister.
When Brayden Lee can shift into another gear, he's almost unstoppable. He's got Hollister. This could be Brayden Lee's night.
Young man who considers himself all gas and no brakes, charging in with that cannonball senton. And now off the ropes, coast to coast, wiping out Davey Vega. Brayden Lee, upset brewing here, upset of the year. No, Vega out at 2.
Brayden Lee a half a count away. I'm not sure if I would call it an upset. I'm not sure if I would call it the upset of the year. I think Brayden, much like a Gringo, is just looking for that elusive career-defining win. It could be seconds away, especially if it happens at the expense of Davey Vega. You can feel time stand still as Brayden didn't connect, but Gringo back with a cutter. Gringo seized the moment. Cover. No.
Oh, and Hollister in the break it up, absolutely at the last second.
Hollister looking to protect his own interests. How do you neutralize 3 men at once? And all for a potential shot at the Heritage title. You gotta believe it could go down June 11th when we'll be back on pay-per-view on Fight.
Oh, Hollister with a heavy forearm strike, rattles Gringo Loco, and now heading up top. Davey Vega in a bad, bad way, and all Johnny Bravo can do is watch.
Imagine what a homecoming it would be for Hollister to get this opportunity to become Heritage Champion and add it to his resume. Oh no.
One of those elusive Triple Crown winners here in AAW is Shane Hollister.
Gringo seizing an opportunity. Looking for a knockout shot here on Vega. Superplex, no.
You gotta think Loco might have been looking for that Falcon Arrow.
What in the world?
Instead, he's perched. Both men in a trio. Whoa, and a double stop off the top from Vega. Wiping out Hollister, wiping out Loco. Hooks the leg of Loco, and Brayden Lee in the break it up at the last second.
You can't forget about Brayden Lee. No matter what the circumstances, lightning fast, with a purpose. You can almost see Brayden Lee's heart grow as this matchup progresses.
Lee firing up with an aggression I've never seen out of this young man. Catches the boot, flips him up and out. Step up enziguri from Brayden Lee. And now Lee hits the ropes full steam ahead. Vega, though, catches him into a cradle shock, dumps him on his neck.
Well, Vega neutralizes that speed.
The fatigue setting in for all four of these men. A breakneck pace from the start, Joe Dombrowski.
Yeah, and stemming off of what we saw with Vega's tough run-in with Ace Steel as well. It wasn't just Fitchett, but Davey Vega felt the wrath of Ace Steel one-on-one. Vega looking to compensate, looking to get that momentum back. And Hollister, Davey's worked tirelessly for many, many years. He doesn't want Hollister to come back in the front door and seize his spot.
Oh!
Jeez.
And Shug catches him with that super kick, pops him up, hooks the leg. Reverse STO from the New World Man. And now Shug charging in. Brayden Lee, though. Oh, beautiful counter. And a Canadian Destroyer from Shane Hollister.
And they land on Gringo Loco, almost a makeshift senton from Hollister.
Oh, and a tombstone pile driver from Hollister on Lee. Eats that super kick, and Vega hooks the leg. Vega steals one here. Joe Dombrowski. Davey Vega is your new #1 contender for the Heritage title.
Vega, the opportunist, seized his moment.
10 minutes, 41 seconds. Your winner, Davey Vega.
And now Davey Vega, maybe only one